What was that? You having a bad headache?
I am having a really bad hair day. Sorry, everyone.
Good evening, people.
And we're back. For those that saw our earlier little mishap, I guess. Oh, they're nice. Hot drink. Hello, cheers.
Yes, it is a tad cold where we are. But we're quite lucky because we've actually got a nice heater behind us.
I am.
As you can see, the red glow above my head.
Well, good afternoon, evening, good morning.
Been one of them days.
Long story short, everyone, for those that did not see earlier, I am just getting over COVID. I am came out of lockdown on Wednesday. And ever since then, I have had COVID brain, where your brain becomes foggy and nothing you say makes sense. So I apologise in advance. We may have another one of those cop moments that I brought up.
Hard to get good help. Anyway, we're at a secret location. We've been invited here to do some ghost searching, hunting, whatever you'd like to call it. And we'll have during the night, we'll be sort of on and off with the podcast, but we'll also be interviewing the staff. We've been here most of the day and just sort of interacted with the staff and just got their experiences. And quite a number of the staff members have had quite a number of experiences, so it's been really good. So we'll get them during the night because we'll gear them up and give them some gear and let them do their thing and. Well, as they come out, they're not in too much shock.
Well, I will say, considering they made us a really lovely meal.
Oh, the meal here was to die for.
And the coffees.
And the coffee, which we're having now because we're actually outside.
It is freezing. And Gary is sitting there in a T-shirt. How?
More fool me.
Yeah, so, unfortunately it's been a bit quiet just because I have been very unwell. And then just been caught up with a few things going on. But so far tonight, I think I've stunned quite a few of the employees here. But they have been fantastic. It's an amazing experience here so far. The place is made from bluestone, so we do have the stone tape theory, which, Gary, if you'd like to explain what the stone tape theory?
What we're doing today with our hands on it.
Yeah.
Picking up that we feel, and Bex also picked it up, that we feel that they've actually buried or inserted in the wall maps or letters or something. Apparently there has been one of the walls here did have a jewellery.
Yeah.
That was actually, they found jewellery inside the wall. Unfortunately, that was sold off apparently some time ago. So, and hello, Zoe. Yes, hey Zoe, you need to give me a haircut. Zoe's the one who was, she's the one we frightened her down at St Leonard's.
Yes.
And she was sitting on the. What had happened? We had Zoe down in a room, and she might get a laugh out of this. And she just knocked off work, I think. And she come up to the room, sitting alongside a fridge with a toasted cheese sandwich. And not knowing to her that the fridge was just about to go on. So the little fridge clicked on, her sandwiches went for a bit of a ride up into the air. And you might remember that, do you, Zoe? I know you do, because it was quite funny that night. And there was Sammy Seal. That's when we had that face. Well, remember we actually had a handprint on the outside of the window and we couldn't work out how that handprint got onto the window because we were up on the second level, and there was no one get up there because it was just straight. It was just a straight
That's
wall.
Interesting.
So that was quite interesting. But the classic, the kicker for the night was Zoe and her sandwiches.
I think as
really
paranormal investigators, we do have funny little moments like that where, for example, last week I didn't have COVID, or like the last time we investigated didn't have COVID, but I must have had COVID brain at some stage because I pulled out a one-liner by accident, which is on a blooper roll that we have, and the the saying that came out of my mouth to do with cops was quite hilarious, and then trying to take that back was just as bad. So we've had some really good laughs in the past.
Well, another one with Zoe was at the Grand Hotel, and I think it was on the second level, and I think she was sitting on the floor watching. I think it was a ghost meter, I think, and just the look on Zoe's face was much like, well, because the ghost meter was going off, and the expression on Zoe's face was, "Do I still sit here or do I run like hell?" I should grab them clips. I've actually got the one of where we're in the bar in the bedroom.
Sorry, I'll just turn that down. My bad.
Yeah, in the bedroom. I've actually got that clip actually because we had a camera rolling, and I've also got the one of a camera sitting across, looking at Zoe, and watching this ghost meter go off, saying, "Do I stay here or do I run?" So I should post them just to embarrass Zoe. What do you reckon, Zoe? She's probably logged off now. Probably embarrassed her. But she's a good hairdresser, apparently, as I've been told.
Yes. You need that, Gary.
Yeah. Yes, I'm getting a bit wild and woolly. Yeah, so that's what's got to happen tonight. We'll be in and out with some of the staff members here and their experiences. And it's going to be a great night. As if we do capture it, we'll try and post stuff up as we capture it, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I mean, so far I picked up tonight that we're kind of sitting outside here, and I picked up that one of their workers had lost a family member and nailed a specific family member that the staff was quite shocked about. So we've had that as an experience. We've had a lot of the patrons come out here and introduce themselves and tell us a few stories that they've experienced whilst being here as well. And the staff are amazing.
Oh,
I cannot say how amazing they are because they just, I feel like I'm part of a family.
Yeah. Oh, they have. Look, they've welcomed. We much appreciate. They've been overwhelming. They're very welcoming, and it's been a real enjoyable experience. And actually, one of the staff members actually just raised an interesting point that a lot of the locals that know the history of this location, they tell the same story, but even some of the people that just come here for a meal, but they know the history of this location, but these people are strangers to each other, they all tell the same story.
Yeah.
And that was quite interesting. Like they might have had, people come up from Melbourne, say Geelong or Bacchus Marsh or Berwick or Cranbourne or something like that. They've come from different areas. They know that that's why they've come here, to experience the what's happened here and have a look in the history. And virtually they don't know each other, and yet the stories they say are exactly the same. So that was quite interesting. And the experiences that they've had, we've been told that some of the people that have stayed here, they've only lasted half the night, and they've gone. They just they wanted to get out.
There's a particular room that, and it's interesting because any hotel you and I've been to, there is a room that certain genders, certain people cannot stay in. We had at the Geelong Hotel, we have it here, where there's a room here where a lot of the men can't stay. And we put a couple of we were having a chit-chat about where the location is and about the story of this particular spirit, because I don't want to give too much away. And we found that her room is actually facing the area where her accident happened, which for me is like...
Yeah, it's a direct line, isn't it?
It's a direct line. And it was interesting because I was getting her telling me this. And I was like, oh, this is really bizarre. Like, she's telling me that the reason why she's in this room and she's picked this room is because of this. And it wasn't until we actually looked at the maps that they have on display that we went, oh, her room's right there. And this location of where the incident occurred is right there. Oh, okay, she can see through the window. So it's interesting because I guess from my perspective being alive,
COVID brain.
Why would I want to be in an area where a traumatic experience is there in front of me where I'm constantly being reminded? And it makes you wonder, is it because that's an area that she's tied to or she's drawn to, or we are on a main road, by the way, so if you do hear that, we are on a main road. So it just makes me wonder, like, why do spirits want to stay in that specific area? Is it that they're tied to that area, or because of the trauma of what happened has made them want to stay there? But why would you want to relive that? Or is it that because of the trauma, it prevents them from moving on? Or, I don't know. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah, well, like when we first got here. What did you know? The person with the chest. Someone was crushed.
Yes.
And then we sort of, after probably an hour or so, we actually then found out that there's a cemetery across the road.
Right there. Well, because the camera's facing me, it is over that way.
Yeah. So, and that was new to us. That apparently there's a cemetery, but
Yeah,
there's
we
not
had
that
no
many.
clue.
There's not that many people buried over there, but there is apparently a cemetery there.
And what's interesting is from where we were sitting, even though it's dark now, you can't see. You can see the two graves. Yeah, it was kind of a bit weird.
In the middle of nowhere.
There's just two graves sitting up on top of a hill.
Yeah, middle of nowhere, and you wouldn't know if you didn't know. You just don't know because they're not pointed out to you, and they're not marked on the Melways or marked on your GPS. They're just there. So if you're not told, you wouldn't even know. You just drive past them.
I mean, the area is quite beautiful. Everyone's been so welcoming as well. And it would be interesting tonight to see what our special guests have.
Yeah. Because of their whole attitude, they're so happy. They're forever smiling. They sort of hang on each other like one big family do. And I think while they've got that attitude, I think the spirits here are so happy. They're crazy.
Because of some of the stuff I picked up on one of the staff members here, I did make the manager cry because you couldn't believe the amount of stuff that I picked up on him. She's like, I'm crying. He's just looking at me going, wow, how did you know all this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just directing the messages I'm getting straight on to you.
Well, that's it. Well, sometimes that's what happens. It's just total shock. You get these messages and flashes and all, and then you pass that information on. And people just get shocked. And
you can't help what you're being told.
Yeah, exactly.
And for anyone that second guesses themselves, I mean, I've been doing that ever since I was young or first got into this role. Not even role, position as a paranormal investigator. I've always second guessed things that I tell people because I don't know where it's coming from. And you'll get these people that fake it where they'll, say, oh, I'm picking up with someone with the name M. I don't do that. I literally just go, I'm being told to say this. I don't know if it's related to you or not. This is what's happened. And that's what happened this afternoon with that relative when I said someone here has lost a relative very close. Boom, staff just both looked at each other and went, oh, that is really weird.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And it's just something I've developed over years and years of just being in this field.
Yeah, and it validates what we do. Because, someone can say, oh, well, I can do this and do that and do this, but you need to back it all up. And I think they realise that the gifts we've got, it was validated.
Yeah. And I think
and to see the shock on their faces was...
You get a little,
okay.
You
get a kick.
You get a little kick, but at the same time, you shouldn't get carried away. You should be respectful of the talents that you have. And for me especially, with my background and my past and all that, having been in this field for so long, I think one of the things I walk away with now is if you don't like what I have to say, before I even say it, before I even come out, you can tell me to, please, I don't want to know. And I'm more than happy not to share that with you, but sometimes some certain messages are very important. I have to get them out. And if that is the case, unfortunately, some people, they might not like what they hear, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. So,
yes, we're the ones.
yeah, we're the ones. We just had some lovely little ones come
Yeah,
say hello. You can
come
say
over.
hello.
Come over and say hello.
All right, you guys can say hello. Oh, so the REM pod went off.
Oh,
You
look
make a
at
big layer.
Not the red pod,
The coloured one.
line.
Oh, so we've had.
Went up to
That's so cool.
Well, what you do, see that camera there?
See that one right there?
Just you can wave to people.
You want to have a wave?
But what is the thing called? The light that goes up and down.
So basically, when that light changes colour, that lets us know that there's a spirit somewhere around.
Oh, well, it went up to green but I was holding it.
Oh,
So
were
did
you
sit-
holding it?
Did you sit very still when you were holding it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's all
That's
right.
pretty cool. We might have some ghost discoveries.
but
Yeah.
it didn't go near the red.
I didn't go up to. It didn't go near the red one.
Yeah, so it
What
only
happens
went.
if it goes to a red one?
It will make a loud noise, like a
It's really
Noise.
loud. It deafens you.
very loud.
It's like a smoke detector. The noise of like a smoke detector.
And then it changes colours. Like the other ones, so it'll go green and then yellow.
Smoke detectors are very annoying. We had one set off by just candles.
Oh, did you? Oh, they are very loud. You have to cover your ears sometimes.
And they also, with smoke detectors, they tell you if you're a good or bad cook. Because if you burn the food, what happens?
Oh, yeah, because it will be very.
Correct.
But what if you don't have one in the room? You'll never know unless you know if it's
No,
burnt.
correct. Oh, these guys are smart. I love it.
I know stuff.
Did you guys have a nice dinner?
Yes, I know stuff about ghosts too, not just him.
Oh, really? What sort of things do you know?
So,
Come here. You can come sit here.
if a ghost is in a room,
Yeah.
if a ghost is in a room, and if a ghost is in a room, here's how you know it's in the room. If the lights start flickering and the room gets colder, a ghost should be there.
That's very.
And
That's
pol-
very good.
And if that happens and it's apocryphal and it's one of those ghosts that can hold
Poltergeist.
things, a poltergeist, then it's very bad.
That's
very.
right.
Because you
If it
can
starts
disappear
moving
for some
things.
reason.
I
Like,
bet he's scared.
Yeah.
I bet he's scared of
Are you a little cold? It is a bit cold out here. It is really cold out here.
just stay still to it's not working.
Well, we do have a light here, a heater. So hopefully that'll
Someone
work.
told us that there was equipment that I thought was like the suits and how.
Oh,
We
like-
saw the
I
equipment
didn't.
upstairs.
I didn't think they meant just all of this.
No, so this is what we call a podcast. So we're doing a podcast. So if you look at this computer screen right here, just there.
Hold
See
on,
us?
you gonna commenting?
Yeah. See? So you guys can actually wave at that camera.
Hi. What's
and
your
they
name?
can see you.
Zoe Browning. Hi.
Who is that? So these are a lot of our members that join our group. They come in, they see what we do in the background.
And it keeps on replaying him just turning around and waving. And then just,
That's right.
it's just like, it keeps
That's what a podcast is. So when Gary and I do investigations, we
Hi,
sit
Zoe
here-
Browning.
we sit here and we talk about what we experienced and the equipment we use, and then we get special guests.
it's so brownish.
What are those colour buttons?
So Gary can show you what some of these colour buttons do if you'd like.
It plays all music and all that sort of stuff.
Music.
Ah.
Yeah.
I do like music.
Oh, not that. Yeah, this is all scary music. And
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Well, I don't think we need to do it right now.
I
Steph.
like it.
Just a
um,
I'll go try it. Let's see what it's like.
yeah, right, we'll do one.
Hope it's not loud. This is not scary. I can hear all of
Headphones.
You can hear
Phones?
Oh. This, that.
that. And you can probably hear yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how it was filmed.
We got some scary ones. All right, we'll see what scary ones we got. Let's have a look.
Not too loud.
Oh, we're gonna add a good volume.
Wait!
Bubbles.
That's a bubble. That's a bubble.
It's a bubble.
That's funny. Oh, I know that one. I know that one.
It's
That's
so
good.
good. That would be hard. That sounds like a swamp monster, and I heard the car. I heard the
It's so
car.
loud.
Swamp monster. Oh, it's music. Like it's really good.
I was working in the lab.
I was getting in the lab.
This is good. I like this one.
You have to listen to this yourself. I was working.
Suddenly, he did the monster.
Good.
I'm gonna get. Oh, we've seen a Minecraft monster, Ash.
Ah.
What is this?
You know that one? It's the Addams Family.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh, yes.
How they're like pale skin,
That's right.
and the kid like climbs on the roof and then.
Yeah. So Addams Family's been around since I was your age. Yes. Yeah.
I've seen the real life and sort of the 3. Oh, cheering.
I love having young guests come on. It's
Imagine.
awesome.
So you're in AFL. Everyone else just starts
GTA,
cheering.
GTA, GTA, GTA,
You're in
GTA.
it. You're in that same team. Everyone starts cheering because they got a goal, and you're the only person that's like that. And when the other team that you're not on gets a goal, you start cheering.
Sterling, you're really noisy. That
Well,
last one
I
was
think we might wrap it up and
Yep,
start doing
I think so.
that last one was GTA.
I know it.
Grab